Kurt, does it help people with the strength of their cell phones? And technically, what is the benefit for everyday users out there?
I mean, if you just imagine the not sort of like gigabytes, but terabytes of data moving super fast and at a super a lot of data at one time, a super big bandwidth of data. So what 6G would let us do is have super fast connections no matter where we go. You wouldn't think about, oh, do I have Wi-Fi at home and do I have wireless in my car when I'm driving around or if I'm traveling? These things would just become all one, and we wouldn't think about not being connected. We'll look back at that. At that point, we'll look back and we'll say, wow, 5G, that was so yesterday. We used to have routers at home, and we used to have to, we'd have to pick
the future is now,
go to a certain area to go faster. It is.
Man.
It actually is now because of the president. We're looking at 6G, by the way. I mean, this may advance it, but 2030 is really the target date for that.
Okay. This is not a conspiracy theory. There is legitimate science dating back to the 1960s showing that non-native electromagnetic fields can have detrimental impacts on plants, animals, and humans. And it's not just your headphones. It's your Wi-Fi, cell towers, cell phones, electronic devices, electric vehicles, power lines, the wiring inside your walls, the light emitted from your device screens, and more. In our modern environment, we are being inundated by these fields everywhere we go. And as technology continues to grow, this is the #1 health problem.
So we're into 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is? I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a nice feature. Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. You're not gonna. But I tell you, it's the 6 is coming, huh?
It's coming.
Does it ever end? And what happens? You'll be into 7, right? Before 6 gets old, you'll be into 7.
Hertz is a measurement of frequency, and 1 hertz is in 1 second, that's the amount of frequency. We're all the way up with 5 and 6G. We're going into almost gamma rays. We're up into terahertz, which are trillions of frequencies per second. The human body can't handle that. And it is just not, it's not built that way. I mean, but here's what they're doing now. They've designed these antennas, not only what you mentioned in the outside, but they've designed different antennas to be fitted onto the human body. You've got your rings now. Everybody's like, oh, they think it's so cool to get one of these rings or bracelets or watches. That's just to name a few of what they're making people think is so cool to have. And people that are wearing these things, Clayton, they've already had so many negative experiences with them. I mean, people are having severe allergic reactions, headaches, fatigue. So these people that are creating this know that it's dangerous. And of course, the WHO, they established a project back in 1996 called the EMF Project, Electromagnetic Field Project, to assess the scientific evidence regarding possible health effects on EMF exposure. Well, they've reviewed approximately, they say, 25,000 articles over the past 30 years. Of course, we have no idea who wrote these articles or what their viewpoints are or anything, but they're saying that's what they've done. And the WHO, from looking at all this, has concluded that the current evidence does not confirm the existence of any health consequences from exposure to low-level electromagnetic fields. Now, what we're talking about here in terahertz is not low level. So this is just craziness.
Technology is moving at the speed of light, and laws to make sure nothing impedes its development are being proposed on the daily, it seems. AI is disruptive technology. No one would deny that. But how disruptive it becomes, in our view, is about how much people are able to protect themselves against the disruptive elements. Right now, the US is awaiting an executive order which could prevent any protections offered to humans, their jobs, their livelihoods, their communities, perhaps even their very lives. And perhaps what is less known is just how many people are opposed to the federal government engaging in federal preemption. Take a look at this clip from the Alliance for Secure AI.
As Congress stalls on AI, it's the states, red and blue, stepping up to protect Americans. Texas banned discriminatory AI and cracked down on deepfakes. Utah now requires you to be told when you're talking to AI. Tennessee's Elvis Act protects your voice and likeness. Montana, Florida, Arkansas, and Pennsylvania are all taking action to stop deepfakes, block harmful AI systems, and keep kids safe. This is what Americans want. Across all ages and incomes, Americans are in support of states taking the lead and keeping families safe. New polling shows that 57% of Americans oppose Washington blocking state AI laws. Only 19% support federal preemption.
My home state of Texas, they passed some meaningful legislation to protect kids, to prevent AI-generated pornography. They prevented the state from using AI for a social credit system.
Let states protect their people from big tech CEOs. Tell Washington, hands off our state AI laws. Visit statesoverceos.com.
Hey out there, this is Buzz with TheSurvivalBuzz. I hope everybody's doing good out there this Saturday evening. Man, Agenda 2030 is just cooking right along. There is no end to all this technology that's coming out. There's quite a bit of talk about this 6G technology now, which it's been some talk for a few years now. I think China might actually already be using that with their surveillance state, their ability to lock people out of the system. But soon enough, it'll be implemented here in the States and across the world eventually, once they get all the infrastructure built with it. But 6G is really what's going to connect all of these new technologies together with artificial intelligence, the quantum computing, robotics, and even implantable devices. I did a screenshot at the beginning of this video. If it moved too quick for you, I encourage you to go back and pause it and read that. That's from the whitehouse.gov. And, you even heard it from President Trump's own mouth, that the ability to look under your skin. And that's what they want, man. All these implantable technologies, no matter if it's a chip, the Neuralink, or all these different companies working on that sort of thing, whether it's implemented like that or however they come up with it, whether it be an injection or what it is, that is the end goal, is this surveillance state, this beast system. And maybe a lot of you think I'm just on here fear-mongering, I'm just on here spreading fear, but that's not what this is about. We're not supposed to have a spirit of fear. That is not of God. But we are supposed to be prepared for what's coming. We need to be spiritually connected with God. We need to be able to dust our Bibles off and learn the good word and get close to God, because I honestly, truly believe in my heart that is going to be the only thing that protects us going forward. You can have all of the guns in the world. You can have all of the protection in the world, but once all this stuff really takes off, it's going to be just like Terminator, man, honestly. And maybe as crazy and far-fetched sci-fi that may sound, these things are already kind of taking place in China. But once all of this stuff is implemented worldwide, once we roll into this beast system and they have you implanted with a device, you're part of this beast system, you take the mark, there is no escaping this stuff. And eventually you're going to have to live outside this system. Like I expressed in my last video, you're going to have to decide where your line in the sand is. Because once you sign up for this stuff, there is no going back. There is absolutely no going back. But the sad reality of it is, just within a few years, we're going to have robots walking around us. We're going to have drones flying in the sky. The government's ability to watch you wherever you're at, your home, your work, on the street. We're already practically to that point. It's already a surveillance state, but I'm talking tenfold. You're not going to be able to escape this stuff. So you're at some point going to have to rely on your faith if you're a God-fearing person at all. And if you're not, I don't know why you're watching this channel. I'm trying to reach people on here. I'm trying to wake people up and get you to wake up out of your stupor and stop staring at your phone all day. Stop being part of all these social networks and things. That is not how God intended us to live. And pretty soon, with all this 6G, these implantable devices, we're going to have holograms and drones and everything else. There's not going to be any escaping it. So you're going to have to be the difference. You're going to have to be the one that stands out from all of the normal stuff, or what's considered normal with with everybody else in the world, and you're going to have to be the difference. You're going to have to be the change that you want in the world, because nobody else is going to do it for you. And as you see in that video there, the federal government is signing off executive order after executive order. The president's just signing things away, signing our state rights away. The way government was formed and intended to be for the state which we live in to be able to protect us, that ship has sailed. That ability is being taken away from us. Not to mention, most of the states now aren't out for your best interest anyways. You're going to have to rely on God. He is going to be your protection through all of this. I promise you. And if you don't believe that, give it a few years and sign right up for it if you want, and have your life in the lake of fire with everybody else. But I, for one, am not signing up for it. Get offline, man. Spend some time with your families. Get out in nature. Enjoy life. Don't stop staring at your phone. That is not how God intended us to live lives. But pretty soon, all these virtual networks, all these holograms are going to be a part of everyday life, and you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to draw that line in the sand and decide what you're going to do with your life and what you're going to do to protect yourself and your families. I love you all out there. God bless you and your families, and I will catch you on the flip side. Later.